International Civil Aviation Organization, Icao. Next generation of aviation professionals and Trainair Plus, Regional Symposium, Kuta, Bali, Indonesia. Icao is a specialized agency of the United Nations. The International Civil Aviation Organization, or Icao, was created in 1944 to promote the safe and orderly development of international civil aviation throughout the world. It sets standards and regulations necessary for aviation safety, security, efficiency and regularity, as well as for aviation environmental protection. The organization serves as the forum for cooperation in all fields of civil aviation among its 191 member states. Competent personnel are essential to establish, manage and operate safe air transportation systems. Training of aviation professionals plays a critical role in achieving safety objectives, and Icao is committed to supporting member states in implementing high-quality standards in civil aviation training. As outlined in the Icao Civil Aviation Training Policy, the Trainair Plus program is a key element in Icao's strategy. The Trainair Plus program is a key element in Icao's strategy to achieve this goal. The Trainair Plus program provides its members with support for new and existing aviation training centers through the provision of technical expertise and quality oversight. The result is a cooperative network of Icao Trainair Plus centers that develop and share high-quality standardized aviation training materials for the benefit of all members.
First of all, let us say thanks to God for His blessing that we can gather here in this beautiful Bali Island. Secondly, let me thank you for coming in the next generations of aviation professional and Trainair Plus Regional Symposium in Bali. Bali is one of the 34 provinces in Indonesia and is well known as Paradise Island. I hope you are all very happy during your stay in Bali, and hopefully you will come again visiting Bali with your family. Secondly, it's my pleasure to inform that there are more than 168 participants from over 37 countries here today, coming from Civil Aviation Authority, aviation training institutions, airports, airlines, company, and other aviation stakeholders. This is very encouraging. Finally, allow me to introduce our organization profile by showing you the video. Thank you.
Human Resources Development on Air Transportation Center. Air transportation is one important factor to expedite the national and international economy, opening access to the secluded, strengthening the unity, and preserving the unity of the Republic of Indonesia, as well as encouraging regional growth and welfare of society. The airline industry has the characteristics of being able to move fast, high technology, expensive investment with reliable management, and the needs for optimum security and safety warranties. Recognize the importance of position and the role of air transportation system. Therefore, implementation of aviation must be set in integrated national transportation systems, so be able to provide transportation services balanced with the requirements, safety, security, effectively and efficiently. Human resources is an essential element and activator in the aviation industry. Human resources requirement in aviation is very high. Pilots requirement in 2011 until 2015 achieving 800 pilots per year. The requirement of aircraft technicians in the next 2 years is expected to be 7,500 technicians. Education and training in aviation in Indonesia can only afford graduating 320 pilots and 100 technicians each year. With the implementation of the ASEAN Open Sky Policy in 2015, which is the peak of the roadmap for the integration of ASEAN, increasing the need of aviation human resources. Ministry of Transportation of the Republic of Indonesia is liable to meet the need for human resources who are professional, competent, disciplined, responsible, and have integrity in the field of aircraft, air transport, cargo handling, airport, navigation, aviation safety and security. In accordance, mandate of the Law Number 1, 2009, about the Aviation and Government Regulation Number 51 of 2012, about the human resources in the field of transportation. Fulfillment of the need of national aviation human resources who are able to compete in the international aviation industry is a heavy challenge. According to the President of Regulation Number 24 of 2010, Human Resources Development on Transport Agency, given mandate, authority and responsibilities to develop the human resources in transportation who are reliable, professional and ethical with international standards. To answer the challenges and responsibility to fulfill the needs of aviation human resources, Human Resources Development on Transport Agency Ministry of Transportation through the Human Resources Development on Air Transport Center, having strategy and effort such as continue to develop aviation training. An integrated training program refers to Standard International Civil Aviation Organization, Icao. These aviation training are Indonesian Civil Aviation Institute, Choro, Technical Aviation and Safety Academy, Surabaya, Medan Aviation Technical and Safety Academy, Makassar Aviation Technical and Safety Academy, Palembang Civil Aviation College, Jayapura Civil Aviation College, Human Resources Development on Transport Agency expanding non-diploma pilot training in Banyuwangi, East Java. Cooperation with the state and private aviation training, aviation and abroad. Developing high-tech and international standards of training facilities and infrastructure. Collaboration and synergize with the regulator, operator training and graduate users to meet the needs of aviation human resources. English skills enhancement. Quality improvement through instructor competence, standardization and licensed instructor. Implementation of safety culture since the process of education and training so that the graduates are already familiar with the safety culture. As a member of
Trainair Plus,
Air Transportation Human Resources Development Center support Icao program to standardize and improve the quality of world aviation education and training. To creating human resources in transportation who are reliable, professional and ethical with international standards. The aviation industry is challenged by a difficult economic environment, changing demographics and new technologies with far-reaching potential. States are also facing similar situations with respect to human development and resource planning for the conduct of safety oversight activities. This situation is especially critical as a large contingent of the current generation of aviation professionals will retire. Access to affordable training and education is increasingly problematic, and aviation competes with other industry sectors for attracting highly skilled professionals. It becomes urgent to review existing training practices and propose new and innovative solutions for the recruitment, education, training and retention of the next generation of aviation.
I'm grateful to the Ministry of Transport, Human Resource Development Agency of Indonesia to kickstart this type of discussion and to organize such a outstanding and spectacular events in the Republic of Indonesia, who has a justified claim for taking lead in such a Icao initiatives like Ngap.
Icao, the next generation of aviation professionals, and Trainair Plus Regional Symposium take place in Discovery Kartika Plaza Hotel, Kuta, Bali, Indonesia on 23 to 25 April 2013. This event provides unique opportunities to exchange views, experiences, and best practices on how to ensure that enough qualified aviation professionals are available to operate, manage, and maintain the future of the international air transport system. These symposia also represent an ideal forum to discuss human resources, partnerships, and training issues with Icao, regional organizations, states, training organizations, operators, and key aviation industry players. Speeches delivered by the Government of Indonesia, the International Civil Aviation Organization, or Icao, and Trainair Plus.
It is a great honor and a privilege for me to deliver the opening address on the occasion of the next generation of aviation professionals and Trainair Plus Regional Symposium. We are very pleased and honored to be the host of the precious event. First of all, on behalf of the Government of the Republic of Indonesia, allow me to convey my warmest welcome to all of you in this conference. I wish you may have the pleasant and most memorable stay here in Bali.
We will start with the Trainair Plus membership ceremony today. The new Icao Trainair Plus program is an essential partner in providing tools to achieve high-quality training. It enhances efficiency and workplace performance by facilitating the development of training material, as well as encouraging collaboration of networking of training centers. So it's a pleasure to invite Ms. Hugh Wang from Capital Airport Holding Management Company, General Manager, Capital Airport Holding Management Company of China, to receive the associate membership recognition of Icao.
The Symposium agenda are: Panel 1, Main Challenges, delivered by Mr. Diego Martinez, Program Manager, Trainair Plus, Air Navigation Bureau, International Civil Aviation Organization, Icao, Headquarters, Montreal. Dr. Paul Bates, Head of Aviation at Griffith University and Chair of the Icao Next Generation of Aviation Professional Outreach Committee from Australia. Captain Anthony Houston, Head of Safety and Operations Asia Pacific, International Air Transport Association, IATA, Singapore Office. Mr. Lu Luo, Singapore Office Manager, International Air Transport Association, IATA. Captain Greg Darrow, Senior Director of Sales and Marketing, Pan Am International Flight Academy, USA. This high-level panel, made of representatives of international organizations, discussed the main challenges related to human resources currently impacting the air transportation industry and review the situation in the different areas of the air transportation system. It provides an overview of the global situation and introduce the Icao Next Generation of Aviation Professional issues and initiatives. Panel 2, Attractiveness of Aviation. Speech delivered by Mr. Heri Bhakti, Director General of Civil Aviation, Indonesia.
It's now my great pleasure to introduce to you Mr. Daniel Ng from the Civil Aviation Authority of Singapore. And without further ado, Daniel.
Mr. Thomas W.H. Fock, Senior Electronics Engineer, Civil Aviation Department, Hong Kong, China.
Development and Education Committee of Sri Lanka. So Dev, please come to the podium.
My name is Dev Samarajiva. I'm from Sri Lanka. I'm very thankful to you all to give me this chance to talk about the Trainair Plus Symposium. So I'm very honored to be here in Indonesia to participate in this event. So it is organized in a very professional manner. I'm very thankful to all of the organizers, and I wish you all the very best for the future activities you are ready to doing in the near future. And thank you very much once again. Currently, we are doing a special program. It's called Civil Aviation Development and Education Program. It is under the Civil Aviation Authority of Sri Lanka. So currently we are doing nicely the program. Many students very interested about this field, and also they would like to know many details related to aviation in the near future. And we would like to invite all the other countries in Asia Pacific region to participate to help us and to inspire the next generation about aviation.
The vision of the NGAP initiative is to ensure that enough competent personnel are available to support a safe, secure and sustainable global air transportation system. There is a need to establish strategies to attract the next generation and to promote aviation in order to ensure the sustainability of air transport in the medium and long terms. States and the industry must work together to market aviation as an attractive and interesting industry and possibly change the conditions of employment in order to stop the brain drain to other industry sectors currently more appealing to the next generation. Attracting more women in this industry and solving the issue of recognition of aviation studies related to licensing are also a key factor in ensuring its sustainability. Panel 3, Human Resources Planning, delivered by Mr. Wisnu D.T. Utomo, Director of Safety and Standard, AirNav, Indonesia. Mrs. Hee Jeong Lee, Executive Director, Incheon Airport Aviation Academy, South Korea. Mr. Tang Yan-hua, Director of Education and Training, Commercial Aircraft Corporation of China, COMAC, China, COMAC, China. This panel addresses the process of human resources requirement identification and planning, which is necessary to develop an effective and efficient training program. It also addresses the necessity for states and organizations to develop comprehensive human resources plans to consider the renewal and training of their workforce. Developing forecasts for the future manpower requirements and identifying the future training needs are obviously the first steps of this process. Once planning has been done and training has been completed accordingly, a feedback system must be implemented to measure the efficiency of training in order to correct the training plan if necessary. On a global basis, every organization must consider human resources development as a strategic objective for safety. Panel 4, delivered by Professor Graham Hunt, Head of Asia, Embry-Riddle University, New Zealand. Mrs. Kelly de Lambert, Academic Quality Manager, Airways New Zealand Training Centre, New Zealand Airways Training Centre.
Experience of Indonesia with Captain Ferguson, please.
Use of competency-based approach for recruiting and training. It is very important that organizations select candidates who have the appropriate competencies for the job, skills, knowledge, and attitude. Therefore, a competency-based approach should be used during the selection process and should be supported by a comprehensive training program. Conducting job analysis and defining appropriately the various job descriptions are key tasks of that process. This panel also highlights the use of competency-based training as a foundation to be effective and efficient. It explains the meaning of competency-based training and presents its benefits.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. My name is Kelly de Lambert. I'm from Airways New Zealand. We provide air traffic controller training in New Zealand. This event has been fantastically well organised. It's a very good way for different organisations to share their knowledge and experience in the Trainair Plus methodology, including competency-based recruitment, selection, training and evaluation of employees. The second part of the question was what I believe the importance of competency-based is. It is the only way forward. To have a task list is too difficult to be able to just check people off, but you need to have a full competency-based framework that you see the evidence recurring frequently and produced by evidence that you can show that the trainee is capable of performing the skills needed to do the job.
Panel 5, delivered by Dr. Paul Bates, Head of Aviation at Griffith University and Chair of the Icao Next Generation of Aviation Professional Outreach Committee from Australia. Mr. Greg Heinsohn, Director, ATM Development and Perspectives, École Nationale de l'Aviation Civile, ENAC, France. economics, establishing a viable training system. In those times of global economic crisis, justifying spending for training is very often extremely difficult. Therefore, training should be considered as an investment, and organizations should be able to calculate the return on this investment. Increased productivity and safety are only components of the return on investment, and organizations must be able to develop extensive business cases for training activities. In order to train the next generation and therefore ensure its sustainability, the air transport system should find ways to finance access to training. In this regard, few states are considering aviation as a strategic domain, and governments are deeply involved in the financing of training. Like any other student, aviation students expect a reasonable return on investment for the investment of their time and money spent on training, and the industry needs to develop a mechanism to ensure that future employees do receive such a reasonable return on their investment. The aviation community has the responsibility to ensure that those who have been trained will get a job.
Wonderful event. It's wonderful to see all the different stakeholders here together in one place, and we are having very important conversations about all the challenges and opportunities in Indonesia. So I think it's a great event. I'm very happy to be here, and of course Bali is very beautiful, so even more happy to be here. I think the conclusion is that we all need to work together to solve these challenges. So many participants here at this symposium are offering great solutions for solving the human resource issue, the financing issue, attracting young people into aviation. There are many great solutions, and all of these need to happen. All of these solutions should be implemented in Indonesia, so that we can help turn Indonesia into a world-class center for aviation training excellence.
Panel 6, Learning Innovations, delivered by Mrs. Rachel Zito, Senior Aviation English Trainer, International, RMIT University English Worldwide, Australia. Captain Dominic Lazarus, Head of Regulatory Affairs, Asia and Oceania, CAE Flight and Simulator Services, Malaysia Office. This panel reviews some latest trends in the area of aviation training and presents tools and technologies that are currently available. This session explains when to use a specific media or device, depending on the type of training provided.
I think this has been a very successful event. It's been a great opportunity to share ideas, to think about learning strategies to meet the particular needs of aviation professionals. And for me, it was a great pleasure to be involved with such a professional group of people. I think competency-based training is definitely something that we need to harmonise, so all organisations are using the same competency-based skills. I think it is the only way to go, because aviation is not just about knowledge, it's about using our knowledge in a competency-based environment.
Panel 7, Mr. Pablo Serrano Sainz, Head of Electric Avionics Instructors, Customer Liaison Manager, Airbus, Germany. Mr. Anders Halskroft Jensen, Client Manager, Entry Point North AB Nordic ATS Academy, Sweden.
Stephen Turner. Mind you, Stephen may wish to withdraw that statement. He might go on for 2 hours. I don't know. Anyway, Stephen, thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very aware that
Spoke about change in the aviation environment and impacts on training, a moving target. The world and the aviation environment are changing. Change of generation, change of learning modes, change of career objectives, change in the labor market, change of technology, change in regulations. The training approach should therefore reflect this new reality. All players of the aviation community, states, operators, air navigation services providers, airports, maintenance organizations, training organizations, and manufacturers need to acknowledge those changes and to address them on a global level, while in the meantime continue to provide training to the current generation who is going to retire soon. The air transport system is composed of a wide variety of systems, aircraft and personnel from all generations, and consequently a balanced approach is required to address this moving environment.
I think this event has been a great success. I have really enjoyed the hospitality of the people from Bali and from the organizing committee of Indonesia. And we've seen many interesting presentations from around this region. And I will go home with a lot of new ideas and stuff to think about. So I'm very happy of having been a part of this. Well, I think in general that Asia is where there is a huge aviation growth, and there's also an increasing realization in the countries in Asia that changes need to be made in order to meet the demand for aviation professionals. And I think that this event is definitely a significant part of that realization, and in order to make it come true.
Panel 8. Trainair Plus, in support of the next generation of aviation professional strategies. Describe the implementation of the Icao Trainair Plus program, the value for its members, the Global Aviation Training Network, training development guides as a competency-based tool, Trainair Plus operations and tools. It describes the membership status and reviews the assessment process. There will also be a demonstration of the interactive Trainair Plus website for members.
We are here for two main programs of Icao and the aviation community. This is the Ngap, Next Generation of Aviation Professional, and the Trainair Plus. The question is concerning this event, the Ngap and Trainair Plus Symposium in Indonesia, Bali. So I want to congratulate and to thank the Air Transport Human Resources Development Center for this excellent organization. Very, very, very professional. We enjoy the work. They facilitate all the elements of the symposium, and in addition we have a great cultural program that allow us to have a better knowledge of the identity of Indonesia and Bali. For the next generation of aviation professional initiative and Trainair Plus program, we have a network of partner of training center in the community, and we started with the training center in Indonesia. So we have a plan with common objective and advantage in order to establish a strategy for the next generation of aviation professional, and for the training plan for that will improve the professional work and the capacity framework in all the aviation community in Indonesia, in the Asia Pacific region.
Panel 9, the framework, explains how the program and its tools assist training centers in their core businesses with the development of a training and procedure manual, establishment of a quality management system, establishment of a course development unit. There will also be presentations illustrating its implementation within a training organization. Workshop with aviation students. Aviation students and trainees exchange privately with the next generation of aviation professionals, NGAP, team on their expectations and concerns when or if they select a career in aviation.
There are hundreds of training institutions providing education and training support for the civil aviation.
There was about 20 of them. May I ask, on what basis was the selection? Secondly, what they are doing now? Are they involved in any STPs? Thank you.
第一批课程开发员是主要是首都机场管理学院做的。
The first group of course developers are selected in CAHM, the Beijing Capital Airport's holding management company.
有一些国外的朋友，另外呢还有我们中国民航飞行学院，还有成员机场。我希望随着我们课程开发员队伍的日日增大，随着我们中国民航的教育和培训机构啊对这个 Trainair Plus 项目啊越来越感兴趣，我相信啊在中国课程开发员队伍会越来越壮大。
With the development of Trainair Plus activity in China, we do think the prospect of Trainair Plus will be more and more bright, and the quality of the course developer will be guaranteed.
Panel 10. Trainair Plus and the Human Resources Challenge. Explain that Trainair Plus can support state strategies for the development of human resources by standardizing analysis and tools used, and also by building and using shared courses. This panel addresses the following topics: improving performance and productive contribution from the staff by the job training programs, implementation of competency-based methodology for the development of training programs in the aviation industry using the Icao DOC 9941 Training Development Guide, using the Icao DOC 9941 Training Development Guide.
Pilots, and there were all of these young commercial pilots thinking that they had a chance to get into the airlines, where in reality they were never going to be good enough. And so the airlines could say, well, we know, we'll just pick the cream. There's lots of them out there, we'll pick the cream. So lots and lots of young people spent lots and lots of money, in fact wasted lots and lots of money and time and effort on these processes, and the airlines could pick the cream. The young people today will not take that risk of lots and lots and lots of them training in the hope that they will be part of the cream. So the process has to change to find a way that we identify the right people, we attract the right people, we train them well, and they know that at the end of their training that they have got a very good chance of getting a job.
It is my great pleasure to address these closing remarks to you at the next generation of aviation professional and Trainair Plus Regional Symposium. On this occasion, I would like to thank Icao as well as speakers for sharing with us the experience which reflects the aviation training and education methods. I would also like to thank all of you here for making the symposium as successful through your valuable contribution and active participation. I like to hear you enjoy the dance performance at Deep Dance Show, where the show reflected the varieties of our culture and dances all over Indonesia, start from Sumatra until to Papua. Once again, it is an honor for us to have hosted this symposium. I am convinced that all of you have increased knowledge on how to ensure that enough qualified aviation professionals are available to operate, to manage, and to maintain the future of the air transport system. And also, I would encourage us as the training institution or academic to join the Trainair Plus as the candidate associate or full members as the objective of this symposium. Finally, I wish to those of you who live a safe journey back home to your country. Thank you very much.
Trainair Plus as part of the answer to address aviation training and human resources challenges. Symposium ends with the presentation of conclusions and summary of debates, questions and answers session.